Hi, my name is Attorney Brian Simino, and I want to talk to you about how you can reinstate from an immediate threat license suspension. So in Massachusetts, whenever a police officer believes that a driver may be driving dangerously, that officer can file an immediate threat complaint with the Registry of Motor Vehicles. And what will happen is the registry will revoke that person's driver's license. The motorist will get either a letter in the mail or a letter hand-delivered by a police officer stating that his or her license is immediately suspended. So when that happens, I have a three-step process used to get that driver back on the road, and I'm going to explain that to you today. Step number one of my process is to collect information. I have to get a copy of that immediate threat complaint that the police filed with the registry. This isn't the form letter notifying you that your license is suspended. This is either a police report or a written statement from the police officer to the registry that explains why the officer believes the driver should have his license suspended. So step number one is to collect information. Step number two in the process is probably the most important, and that's to develop exculpatory evidence. And this is evidence that would convince a registry hearings officer that the driver should have his license reinstated. The type of documentary evidence is going to depend on the allegations against the driver. It could be a medical clearance. It could be classes and courses and remedial driving classes to show that the driver has been retrained and is safe to operate. It could be other letters or other types of documents to show that reinstating this person's license would not jeopardize the public safety. So once I have that evidence and I'm comfortable with it, step number three is to have a registry hearing. And this is a hearing with a registry hearings officer regarding the reinstatement of that driver's license. So it's a three-step process. The steps have to be followed in order. Many times when someone gets an immediate threat notice from the registry, they immediately schedule a hearing. Right away, they'll panic and they'll schedule a registry hearing. And when it comes time for the hearing, they'll have no evidence to present to that hearings officer to show they should have their license reinstated. So step number one is to get a copy of the allegations or the complaint. Step number two is to develop documentary evidence to show that that person is safe to operate. And the way I do that is I have classes and courses that I may send the person to. I have medical professionals who can fill out forms and paperwork or write letters or reports to show that the driver is safe to operate. If it involves drugs or alcohol, it may require a substance abuse evaluation, and I have clinicians who can do those evaluations. If it involves drugs, it may require some negative drug tests showing negative for anything not prescribed. And once we have the evidence, the third step in the process is to have the hearing. And that's a hearing to be able to reinstate the driver's license. The hearing is held before a registry hearings officer. If you have any questions regarding immediate threat suspensions or you need any assistance, you can reach me at 508-656-0057. That's my office number, or my website is rmvlawyer.com.